Hafaday. Welcome to the Guam Congress Building and to our public hearing room here. And I'm very honored to be here together with the faculty of the University of Guam, and of course, Dr. Anita Borja Enriquez, the Dean of the School of, the Senior Vice President and Provost, and Dr. Margaret Hattori, the Dean of the School of Health, and also faculty, Dr. Catherine Wood, Dr. Anna Vargas, and Antoinette Kleiner from the School of Health, and also support staff, including Leanne Nasciano from the School of Health. If the Senior Vice President could please join me, and the Dean Hattori, and the faculty, please join me up here. I'd like to also recognize the Legislative Secretary, Senator Amanda Shelton. Thank you, Senator, for joining us here today. Senator Shelton is also the Oversight Chair of the University of Guam in higher education. So I know the University of Guam and the graduates are very dear to her. We're here tonight to congratulate the University of Guam nursing class of 2020, their families and their support systems, and the University of Guam School of Health on a job well done. We have with us today from the class of 2020, Ms. Destiny Feheran. Please come up here and join us. She is the class leader of the class of 2020. And we have graduate Sarah Floyd. The nursing class of 2020 had a pinning ceremony on June 19, 2021. I was unable to make that, but I wanted to formally commemorate and recognize the great accomplishments of this class of 2020 by presenting them with legislative certificates. Note that the June 2021 ceremony was a year later than it should have been for these graduates, who put their regular school and lives on hold in the middle of the pandemic, and they dug deep for courage, and they accelerated their training and stepped into the front lines of the pandemic response, and into patient care. And this class, I said, created history. They've created history for all of us, and they've saved lives. So we're here to commemorate that. I want to put it on the record for prosperity forever, and really just to thank them. So I'd like to ask Dr. Hattori Uchima, the Dean of the School of Health, and Dr. Catherine Wood, a professor of nursing, who just retired this year, but still working, to please say a few words. They know the true story behind this class of 2020.
Thank you, Speaker. And I just want to say it was difficult, so we're very happy to have some class representatives here because the whole class is employed. And I think that's very important for the public to recognize that 100% of the class of 2020, of course, graduated early, and they're working mostly at GMH, but also GRMC and Health Services of the Pacific. And so it's very hard to get them off work because they've been working for a year now. We were very impressed that they all passed NCLEX. The national NCLEX pass rate is down to 92% for 2020. And so, yes. So our first pass rate for this class is 96%, and the whole class actually passed. So for the whole cohort, it's 100%. Yep. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, many of us, we try not to remember a year ago, but it was very traumatic. I think we have slight PTSD from it, thinking about it. So I really want to thank the speaker for having us celebrate and commemorate because, when we think back, it was very traumatic for us. It was very difficult where not just their faculty or their administrators, we're their colleagues. And so we worry about their livelihood and their safety and the safety of their families. So we, of course, on a personal level, we're afraid for them, you know, because they fought against COVID in the early days, and we didn't really know what, you know, how lethal this virus would be. So I really want to thank them, thank our senior vice president. Honestly, the senior vice president is our icon of strength. Whenever we're down and we're stressed and we feel that there's so many barriers, we just go to her and she gives us the pep talk and clears all those barriers for us. And so I really want to thank everybody and really congratulate this class again. I think it's never too late to congratulate and celebrate. So thank you, and thank you, Speaker and Senator Shelton. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you so much, Dean. You are our hero as well through this whole pandemic. Ms. Catherine Wood? Doctor?
Hi. I hate speaking at these kinds of things, but Margaret made me. When COVID hit, this class was in the midst of their senior year, and they needed help in the community. And we didn't know exactly what to do. And as Margaret said, they're our colleagues, but in many ways, they're like our children too. And you know, no mother or father wants to turn their children out into potential harm's way. So we discussed it and we said, well, you know, what can we do? And we offered to the class to help facilitate an early graduation or early program completion for them if they wanted to help with the pandemic. We weren't sure what we were sending them out to. Some of us are old enough that we went through the AIDS pandemic and we went through SARS and H1N1, but none of us had been through anything of the magnitude of COVID-19. So we decided we can't just tell them we're going to let you graduate early and you go to work. We had to give it to them as an option to decide what they wanted to do. And so we met over Zoom with them because we're in a pandemic. We don't want to be close to each other, but we also didn't want the students to, you know, peer pressure each other into volunteering. So we had a Zoom call with them and told them they could think about it over the weekend. And we hung up thinking, maybe we can get as many as 10. And over the weekend, we got all 26. You know, they're just remarkable people. And so I'm very proud of them for going out and conducting themselves in such a very important way. But I'm really thankful that the legislature recognizes that too, and the people of Guam need to know that they stepped up. You know, it was scary in the 80s when we didn't know if we got a needle stick if the patient had HIV and there was no cure for it. But in hindsight, it wasn't respiratory spread. And so it's a very different experience. So I'm very proud of these graduates, these nurses, and I'm very thankful that the legislature recognizes them. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wood. The past year that we as an island have spent battling COVID has undoubtedly thrown unforeseen obstacles and circumstances our way. But today we celebrate the unwavering resilience that led these young graduates to persevere nonetheless. We also recognize and praise the courage and ambition they showed in accelerating their coursework to enter the workforce in the island's most dire time of need. It is this eagerness to help and the selflessness that distinguishes you as young professionals, and I encourage you to carry this same spirit of diligence throughout your fruitful careers ahead of you. As a new generation, we are counting on you to continually excel and improve on Guam's healthcare, one patient at a time. But also know that the community is here to support and propel you on that journey along the way. I encourage all of you to leverage the unique experience of working during the pandemic to inspire and enact change in our community to reinvigorate the island from this crisis. I know many of the graduates cannot join us today. As the dean said, they are out working for us. Thank you so much. And thanks to their success, they are able to do that and their skills. But I would like to read and ask our Legislative Secretary, Senator Shelton, to join me to read the entire list of graduates for the class of 2020 and ask if the class leader, Destiny Fairman, Sarah would help us to accept these on behalf of your classmates, your team, and your sisters and brothers, I'm sure. All right, and these are the class of 2020, University of Guam School of Health, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. And we begin with Destiny Justine Dumarin Farron, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, to commend you for your scholastic achievements and your commitment to excellence in delivering quality health care for the people of Guam. And this is a certificate of recognition from the Committee on Rules of Imina 36 na Legislature in Guahan. Herein directs that this official expression of its recognition, congratulations, and commendations be forthwith sent on behalf of Legislature in Guahan and the people of Guam. Signed and sealed in the city of Hagåtña on the 14th day of July by Speaker, myself, Therese Terlaje, by our Legislative Secretary, Senator Amanda Shelton, and by the Vice Speaker and the Chairperson of the Committee on Rules, Senator Tina Rose Muñoz-Barn. Destiny. Thank you. Congratulations. And we'll present this.
And this certificate is presented to Sarah Lopez Floyd to congratulate you on receiving a Bachelor of Science in Nursing as a class of 2020 graduate of the University of Guam School of Nursing and Health Sciences, and to commend you for your scholastic achievements and your commitment to excellence in delivering quality health care for the people of Guam. Congratulations and Siduos Masi. And we'd also like to recognize the other members of the class: Marissa Tehilan Ugin, Giselle Antoinette Legaspi, Veronica Gistopa Bada, Ariana Rose B. Balagatas, Harlan de Guzman Belga, Camille Villegas Castro, Maria Patricia Marasigan, Keisha Cherise Oise de Hoya, Sheena May Bermeo de la Cruz del Castillo,
Ria Cordial Dimag, Sharon Lopez Floyd, Diane Dakpano Fontilar, Maria Belinda B. Gwitting, Brianna Nicole Mafnas, Shireen Koyar Matsunaga, Jane Garan Newcomb, Aubrey Juliana Gubentauta,
Pauline B. Perez, Iolani Cara Andrada Permalino, Serena Marie Areola Sinicolas, Mark Gail Ocampa Cezanne, Michael John Babasa Sisan, Cassandra Isabel C. Suva, and Nicole Suman Yim.
We could just give them all a hand. So proud. Thank you on behalf, and thanks to all of your class. And thank you to all of those who were dedicated your lives to teaching and training and supporting. I'd like to now ask if Destiny would come and say a few words.
On behalf of the BSN UG class of 2020, we would like to thank everybody for allowing us to be commemorated a year later, especially our UOG staff, our faculty, and everyone here today, especially our family and friends. The pandemic was really scary. To be honest, I was not sure if I was going to be one to volunteer, but because of my classmates, they were the reason why I actually was able to volunteer, and I wasn't as scared to go out and start working as early as we did. So to my classmates, if you are listening, it's because of you. And I want to congratulate all of us again. And on behalf of our class, we also have a certificate for Speaker Therese Terlaje, a certificate of appreciation. Thank you for your support, motivation, and enthusiasm throughout our nursing journey. Your efforts and encouragement played an immense role in getting us to where we are today. Competent and proud registered nurses serving our island. From our UOG BSN class of 2020.
What a sweet surprise. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Dean, would you like to say a few words? I mean, sorry, I keep calling you Dean. She was my dean when I was a professor, yes, but she's the senior vice president now, and she's one of my idols.
Sijus Masi, thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Senator. And this celebration is about our graduates, and we were so very proud. All of this could not have been made possible without, obviously, the leadership of Dean Margaret Hattori Uchima and her amazing, amazing faculty. It was a very, very difficult year for all of them, including our students. And trying to balance all of what was going on with them personally, as well as having to deal with this healthcare pandemic emergency, the need to respond to such, and how to prepare for that. There was no manual, no guidebook on how to do that, nothing to prepare them for this. But they were so courageous, they were so brave, and we could not be prouder for all of that. And I want to say from just the bottom of all of our hearts, not just me, but for everyone in our community, Sandankalun and Suzmasi, thank you so much for all of your bravery, for your commitment. It's mind-blowing, and it's also breathtaking, and we're just so very, very proud of our class of 2020. They basically set the stage and the pace for that high level of courage, and we want to say that we are very, very thrilled with all that you've done to make that sacrifice, to make that decision. And I want to thank, obviously, our leaders in the legislature. Thank you so much for recognizing the importance of being able to support building up our healthcare, local healthcare capacity. Thank you very much. Sijusmasi.
I have a lot of faith in the potential of UOG and the healthcare system of Guam, because of the women who are there teaching and leading and have shown how to convert a university into a frontline system in the middle of a crisis. So I want to thank you all. And so in closing, just want to say you've already shown this island an amazing commitment to your vocation. I, along with your faculty and your families, and on behalf of the legislature and the people of Guam, we have every faith that you will succeed indefinitely in every path you embark on. We take one final moment to applaud you, a group of young achievers, for the contributions we know that you will make to the island's health and quality of life. Undankala nasitus maasi, and good luck in all that you do, and viva, viva nursing, and viva UOG. Sizus maasi. Thank you all.